president of the North Alabama Information Systems Security Association. If you've not heard of us before, probably about 15 minutes from now, you definitely have to start reading our website. If you have a sheet of paper and a pen or just take out your cell phone, take a picture of the link down here at the bottom, North Alabama, ISA.
Understood, but that's why I'm the question.
So I was going to come up today and talk about some of the things that we got going on here in the Tennessee Valley. And I think we're going to kind of shape shift a little bit and go off into what we can to try to keep it between 10 and 15 minutes for you guys. So I titled my presentation, The Amazing Cybermen. It's kind of very familiar to Spider-Man. We got any Spider-Man fans in the house here? Yeah, there we go. So, all us old guys that are in the room here, we are all young at heart. And this is something that we are all passionate about. If we all have something in common, it's that we are quite curious and passionate about our work. So, hopefully, over the next 10 or so slides, you'll see my passion. First, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm currently the president of the ISSA. I've been president for the past 3 years. I'm going on my 4th year. Here in Huntsville, in the Tennessee Valley, we have over 205 members in our organization. Now, we've seen a significant growth in the past 7 years from 35 people to 205. That's significant. I'm currently the chief scientist at Azita Technologies. Prior to that, I was a cybersecurity lead for SAIC. And one of the things that I'm very passionate about, and it's good to see a bunch of local students in town here, or in the conference, is instruction. And I think someone said it earlier, is the best way for me to keep sharpening my pencil or keep my axe mighty sharp is to get up and show demonstration and to be able to teach people how to do things. I've had the pleasure to certify over 160 people here in the Tennessee Valley with the CDH, the CISSP, Security Plus, Microsoft, it runs the gamut. So we'll talk a little bit about some of those things, but I'm not going to beat those to death. I am Florida Gator. We've got any Gators in the house? We'll go Gators anyways. How about that? Somebody said roll tide open earlier, so we'll throw a shout out to the Gators. Just got my master's degree in cybersecurity from the Polytechnic Institute of Engineering from New York University, and that was really fun. And I've been a CISSP for the past 10 years, and it's been very, very good. So let me tell you a little bit about the ISSA. And again, if you haven't written it down, it's NorthAlabama.issa.org. It's NorthAlabama.issa.org, and I think that you'll see why I'm going to tell you. So we have a nonprofit organization in town where we'll put on a bunch of cool things for people like you to come out and see happy demonstrations. Once a year, I'll talk about it here in a couple of minutes, we have what's called cybersecurity, and that's something that's grown tremendously. We give opportunities for people to come out and learn new things. There's publications that come out regularly, monthly, where they may be tutorials on how to do certain things. But it's a really neat organization, and I got involved about 10 years ago in the campus chapter. I was with the campus over there. And at that time, my boss said to me, he said, you got 2 options. You can volunteer, or we may have to find somebody else to come in and do the job for you. So I decided to be involved, of course. And since then, my last 3 jobs over the past 10 years have come from people that I meet through going out and networking. So, we hear a lot about the certifications, we hear a lot about all the other things that people are telling me about today. I'm here to tell you about getting out, shaking hands, looking people in the eye, and straight up and down, telling them what you're curious about. Because, quite frankly, that's how you go out and get the jobs of tomorrow, and that's how you guys are going to become leaders tomorrow. So what is the ISSA? We got 10,000 members worldwide. So we're not running mom and pop shops. This is an actual professional organization. We are the 15th largest chapter here in little old Huntsville, Alabama, in the United States. So that's pretty cool. 200 members would pull. I say that because just about every PMO or PEO, Program Executive Office, or Army, or anything over on the Arsenal, they have somebody that's represented inside of our group. So if you're looking for that internship, or you're looking for that next big thing that you may want to get into, come to one of our meetings. And we have monthly meetings as well as quarterly training. Mr. Conway, we've actually teamed up with him to help us give out this training, and he's been very good to us in the past year. He gives quarterly training for us as well as our friends over at Computer Training Center here in Huntsville. That's under the advanced Wireshark products. Some of the presidents up here are represented by companies like PeopleTag and Lockheed Martin, as well as we have a student chapter over at UAH that we draw you guys in. We give you a little bit of the Kool-Aid, get you to drink it, and then once you drink the Kool-Aid, you see that these type of people that are in this room right here are the people that are going to be leading the way in cybersecurity in the next generation, you guys. But they're showing up here on the screen. We have a whole plethora of people, Kinetic, from CFRDC, from the government people, as well as the technologies. We're spreading the wealth out, and it's a volunteer organization. I mentioned the training partners. So this is something that I want to talk about here. We have an event that's been going on now. It's in its 6th year. It's called the Cybersecurity Summit. You may have heard of it, or maybe you haven't. And if you have heard of it, then great, good for you. Our friends over at Dynetics and Paul Providence, as well as Dr. Joe Kavinsky, helped us put on the first show over at Dynetics. We had 185 people. Second year, we were busting at the seams with 225 people. We took it over to this was over at Ashland, a nice facility over at Ashland. We took it over to the Jackson Center, and we filled up that place pretty well. And then really the only other place here in town that we could take it to would be the BBC. So we took it down to the BBC, and we're talking hacking demonstrations, technical content of presentations really came to life, and these are the fruits of the labor of the past 5 years. So 531 in 2012, 550 last year. So the magic is happening, and it's right here in your own backyard. I would encourage you on June 4th and 5th this year to take yourself out of bed. I know it's asking a lot. Take yourself out of bed and go down and register for this right here because it's a cool event, and you definitely will be enlightened. So what do I mean by some hot topics? We bring in speakers from the makers of Backtrack and offensive security. We bring in folks like Jeremy Conway, myself, and anybody else who says that they have cool things that they want to try to present. And we pack the house. Every month we have right around 100 people that show up, anywhere from 60 to 120 people, so I'll roughly say 100 people. But it's a good opportunity to get out and actually shake hands, which is cool. We have over 50 sponsors that have paid to become affiliated with us, and this is just a show of all the different people that are involved here in our last year our cybersecurity summit. It's a great way to go out and meet potentially your next internship, if you're a student here at Calhoun, maybe your next job, or if you're over at UAH, this could be something that's a full-time permanent for you. And all of this is just from going out and giving an hour a month of your time to come see a cool demonstration here in town. But some of the people like McGee and Cybermen and Microsoft, Tulsa, Ironville, as well as Apple Computing are all our platinum sponsors. Gold sponsors, the Dynetics and SAIC, PeopleTech, Alita, SRC, Calhoun, Avalanche, and GRN. So I'm just going to scroll through these. I don't really want to just read them all, but you probably start to recognize that if we have 50 sponsors here in town that are looking for the geeks of tomorrow, the people that are going to lead the cybersecurity arena, that the chances are favorable with these particular sponsors and verticals. So what does that mean? Well, that means that we're looking for the next biggest buzz now. Here's some of the people that we've had over the course of the last 7 years come to speak. A couple of big dogs. Howard Schmidt was the first ever White House cybersecurity czar. His deputy, 2 years ago, Dr. Andy Osmond, who went to Grissom High School, was the White House deputy cybersecurity person up there. We've had people from the arsenal come, like NASA, as well as some of the red team that's out there. Offensive security, as well as anybody ever play with Armitage or Backtrack. We've had people come and present for those. So usually it's every month we usually have difficulty finding seats for people to come in because it sells out pretty quickly. But we really love to do these things. And it really comes down to what are you curious about? If I asked 10 of you guys in the room here, what is cyber? Over here separately, we probably would get 10 different answers. And really what Wikipedia says, what some of the dictionaries say is that you're supposed to define cyber into this box right here. And that's securing networks, data, and computing devices. Whether or not you agree with that, that's up to you, but that's the definition that I got for it. It tries to put it into a box. And that's really what we are looking for. We're not looking for somebody to come in and just go take the CISSP with a security plus or CEs. We're not looking for that. What we're looking for is having the aptitude to go and take and pass those things, but also have the creativity and innovation to want to be able to think outside the box and push beyond what we're doing. So when I started to talk about this a little bit further, I was shopping recently. I don't remember where I was, but when my son comes to me and says, "Hey, Dad, can you go buy this thing for me right here? You know what you do?" And I look at it, I was like, that looks pretty cool. A little cyber ninja right there. Yeah, absolutely, that's what I do. So, what does that mean? Well, of course, this is just a tool. Right? This is just a tool. But really, what we're looking for is the cyber ninja. We're looking for you out here in this audience. We're looking for the people that can do the Raspberry Pi. We're looking for the people that can do the hardware. We're looking for people that can code. We're not looking for people that can write all that well. We're looking for the people that are different. And if that's you, if you fit that mold, then you're the cyber ninja we're looking for. So down here at the bottom, I got that. Really, you've heard it all throughout the day so far, and I'm not going to tell you anything different because that would just be contradictory. But it's quite a paradox that we're in right now. We read about our friends all over the world in some of the programs that they have, and then we look at our adversaries, like the people over in China, that are just spitting out master's degrees in cybersecurity. And we think about some of the science, the technology, the engineering, and math that is so lacking right now. People would much rather just watch, whatever they're going to watch on TV to figure out whatever. But really, what we need is we need people to create and innovate. And that's what this career is about right here. It's having a curiosity and having some aptitude to go out and ask the questions. You heard both Jeremy and a couple of the other speakers right here. One of the things that really turns you from totally geek to totally chic is being able to ask people questions. Because if you can't ask the questions, then you're not going to be able to find the answers. A lot of times, all it takes is just somebody coming up and shaking your hand, saying, "Hey, I heard this, that, or the other thing," or "I read that blog that you put out there." There's tons of jobs in this arena. Tons of jobs in this arena, and you can go over into the information assurance side of the house where that could be more of a paperwork sort of thing for you, where you're going on looking at controls on systems, but making sure those controls are documented well. But quite frankly, we need some other people that are over here that are different. And those are the coders. Those are the people that are network engineers that can sling a little Python or maybe write a little script, bash strip or something like that. So keep that in mind when you're out there. What turns you on? What is the thing that really lights your fire? What is going to get you to get up when you're my age and want to go? Because that is important. So this is where I told you to write down the website. Because for the past 3 years, we've been injecting cybersecurity into the Huntsville and Madison City School District. And you heard Dr. Wodinski earlier, and 2 other people. So this is for real. And here in Huntsville, we're trying to make a difference with the ISSA. We wrote a white paper, sent it out to Microsoft. Microsoft says, absolutely, we want to sponsor you guys. They gave us a big old grant. So now we have a grant from Microsoft to go out and prosper. And by doing that, we're actually asking our volunteers, our people, our membership, to get out into the Huntsville and Madison City School District to inject cybersecurity curriculum. And we're being quite fruitful with some of the people that we're getting out. We see the Cyber Patriot and some quarterfinal people from that. But this is probably what you're mostly interested in right here. So over the last 4 years, since we have the cybersecurity, we've actually given away $20,000 in college scholarships to people that just apply. That's all we ask, is that you apply, tell us a little bit about yourself. And quite frankly, the last 3 years, collectively, we've had only 20 people that have submitted. Only 20 people that have submitted and asked for the money. So we're wondering if people even want our money, and how are we going to give it away if nobody's going to take it. So look for that, apply for the scholarship. If you need help, send us a letter, let us know. If you're getting into cybersecurity, we're not going to fund your whole bachelor's program, but maybe we'll give you a good old kick to get you going. And really that's what this is about, is to put you in a direction to be successful. If you have any questions for me, you can reach me here at my website, at the email, and then the website below. Do I have time for questions, or are we ready to go? Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions?
What time is the meeting?
What's that?
What time is the meeting?
So that did not work for us. Working at lunch at the nights, that didn't work. Nobody would show up. So we provide free lunch typically, and it's from 11:30 to 12:30. So you can probably get out of school if you're in school, if you're in college, that shouldn't be a problem. But 11:30 to 12:30. Okay. So there's a fantastic possibility of that. We're going to continue to perfect it here locally, and then once we perfect it here locally, we'll force more. Yes. So that's a great question. If you're a student to become an actual member of the ISSA, it's $35 for the entire year. And the beauty about it is now that we've been able to get a lot of people to attend, is typically we allow people to come to lunch for free. So you just sign up. If you're a member, you pay $35, you get them lunch for free. It's not just a soup and crackers kind of lunch. Usually we got a pretty good lunch. All right, anybody else? All right, thank you for your time.